Your first mistake when using ChatGPT to write a story? You're actually asking it to write. Stop doing that. Welcome to today's episode on making a career in 3D. I'm going to teach you the proper way to use ChatGPT to write a powerful story. Whether you are a beginner or just thinking about starting a storytelling video content with cartoons, this is your starting point. When it comes to writing, scripting, and prompting, no other AI tool comes close to ChatGPT. But there's one thing it can't do on its own. Stay to the end to find out, and more importantly, to find the solution. By the end of this video, you'll know how to write a human-like story, script professionally, and generate your characters and scenes using ChatGPT. Pay full attention to every single details in this video. So let's get started. Your first instinct might be to just open ChatGPT and say, "Write me a story." But wait, a story about what? This is where most people get it wrong. Before you ask ChatGPT for anything, you need an initial plan. What type of story is it? How do you want it to end? Is it a single story or an episode? Is it a voiceover, a conversation, or a mix of both? Having this plan is the master key to story creation. You need to define your story first and then feed it to ChatGPT to turn it into a script. This is how you get the best result. Otherwise, ChatGPT will just cook up something robotic with no real structure. Let me show you the difference. Let's compare two prompts and decide which one will give you a better result. Prompt 1. Write me a story about a man whose longtime girlfriend refused to marry him after she starts earning more money. Prompt 2. Act like a script engineer. Write me a story about a mechanic named Leo who sponsored his girlfriend Sophia through school. After she graduates, Leo uses his connections with his customers to get her a job. When she begins earning more than him, she decides she won't marry him anymore, saying her status is now too high for a mechanic. Make it dramatic, emotional, and full of suspense. Sometimes karma doesn't always come back to haunt people. Include 2-3 conversations where they will hit the hardest emotionally. The first one is just a concept. The second one, that's a dramatic premise with built-in plot beats that automatically generate emotion, conflict, and a climax. Filmmakers call this a loaded logline. You can run both prompts yourself and see the difference. I'll paste them into my ChatGPT now for a rating. And look at that response. ChatGPT itself agrees the second prompt is superior. It's always best to predefine your story. And you'll see later why I asked it to give the characters names. Now that we have a well-structured story, it's time to generate the full version. Copy your detailed prompt into ChatGPT and click Generate. I'll do that right now. And here are the results. It followed everything perfectly. Good job. Now let's move into scripting the story. Scripting is easy, but you have to be logical with your prompts to avoid endless tweaking. Now let's go. In the ChatGPT box below, just type this. Act like a script engineer and convert the above story into a voiceover script that flows naturally. Use the main character himself as the voiceover narrator. Add 2-3 conversations where they will hit the hardest emotionally. Why are we using the character himself as the voiceover narrator? If the story is emotional heartbreak, always use the character himself as voiceover narrator. The story hits harder when the voice is coming from the victim, not a third party. Here is the result of the second prompt. Now that we are done with scripting, let's move into the next step, which is the hook, known as the opening scene. I might stumble on your video by accident, but if the first 3-5 seconds don't grab me, I'm scrolling away. That's why you need a strong code hook for your video. In the below box in ChatGPT, just type this: create me a strong code hook. In the first 03 seconds, you must make a viewer feel, I have to know what happens next. Take the most emotionally charged, shocking, or intriguing moment of the story and put it at the very beginning. I need that initial and irresistible bait. Let me run that from my end. Now we have our code hook. Very good job. This is what will define your video. We are almost done. Now that we are done with the hook, let's move into the next step, which is the scenes generation. You often won't know how long your video will be until you build it. To solve that from the start, use this method to generate every single scene that will be enough to cover the entire story. In the below box in ChatGPT, just type this: act like a script engineer and break the above voiceover into scenes. Follow these rules. Create one scene for every change of thought or every new idea in the VO script. Do not compress multiple statements into one scene. Every line, every new emotional moment, and every turning point must have its own scene. For each scene, give me this exact structure: visual description, ultra cinematic 9:16, camera descriptions, shot type and movement, and SFX. Importantly, make as many scenes as needed. Do not try to reduce or combine. Use as many scenes as required to cover the full voiceover script line by line. This is your story blueprint. The 9:16 ratio is for vertical platforms like TikTok. Use 16:9 for YouTube. The SFX are the sounds that enhance the atmosphere and emotion. The camera descriptions is all about the camera movement across the character. It's very important to add camera descriptions in your script. This step alone is about 50% of your story. If you fail here, you have issues later. Let's run it. And these are the results. We are building serious momentum. Now to the final part, the character generation. This is where we create the prompts to turn our characters into 3D images. In the below box in ChatGPT, just type this: generate a detailed 3D Pixar style character for the story above. Include the character's name, age, gender, personality trait, and physical appearance. Render the character in a vertical 9:16 aspect ratio suitable for cinematic storytelling. Let me run this for our characters. And these are the wonderful results. We now have all our characters. And there you have it. We started with a simple idea, defined it into a powerful story, transformed it into an emotional script, crafted a code hook, built a full scene-by-scene blueprint, and generated our cast of characters. Congratulations to you for achieving this. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. We've built the foundation. In my next video, I'm going to show you exactly how to turn all of this text from ChatGPT into stunning visuals and audio, the actual images, videos, and voiceover that will bring your story to life. If this helped you, make sure to follow and like this video. Let me know in the comments what story you're working on and share this with a creator who needs to see it. The next video is where the magic happens and you won't want to miss it.